Welcome back, everybody. On Monday, we told you the autonomous car company Waymo is coming to San Diego, and our city is just the latest one added to the list as the trend continues to grow across the country. Earlier today, I spoke with AI expert Dr. Patrick Dix for his take on the future of travel powered by AI.
So Waymo, the autonomous car company, just
hmm
announced recently that San Diego is next on the list to join this growing trend of AI
hmm
powered cars as a mode of transportation across the country. So, what is this signal for how quickly this is going to become mainstream across the United States?
Well, that's a good question you asked, Stephanie. I was in Atlanta just this past weekend and I saw the Waymo cars in person. I saw people getting in and out of the vehicles. Now, companies that are funding these types of companies, they're pushing the technology right in front of your face. And I saw people with kids that were saying, hey, look at the Waymo car. You actually had people requesting it. That's step one. Step two is to get people more comfortable with it. Now people are more comfortable with it. They're saying, well, people are actually comfortable to get inside the vehicle. Let's put them in more cities. And in other cities, you're going to see this pop up very fast because what people are doing and what companies cannot depend on is somebody showing up every day. Is somebody under the influence? How do you eliminate all of that? You have an autonomous car. And the only thing that may end up wrong with the autonomous car, it may get lost or it may lose the signal, but you don't have to worry about not someone not showing up for work because it's an autonomous vehicle.
Well, but on the safety aspect of it, which leads
hmm
me to my next question, there have been issues before, some of them funny, some of them not so much. I remember a story that we did on the news where
hmm
somebody was just trying to go to the airport, thankfully, middle of the day, and the Waymo car said, "First, let's do some donuts," and just
Yes.
just kind of lost its way. It just was going in circles and circles and circles. Luckily, hopefully that man did not, be late for his flight or anything, but there's a little bit of a technology malfunction there, and that could we could go further into that as far as safety risks. So do you think when this starts going more mainstream that the technology has advanced enough to make families feel safe enough to be able to use it?
Yes, I do think the technology is advancing and they're continuing to advance with the technology. They want to get people's money. When I say they, those are companies. So the safety has to be priority. And as these companies use machine learning to get more data and information, they will be able to implement those safety features into the vehicles. You just mentioned the car was going around in donuts and the young man in the back couldn't get to the airport. Those things are going to happen. And when they have those kinds of things happens, that's why the engineers and programmers can go back to the drawing board and say, that happened here. We can't have that happen in another location. Let's fix that and let's prevent that. You can do all the testing you want to with these vehicles. We call it beta testing, but nothing mimics the real world until you get out there and there are variables that you cannot control.
Okay, so as we look really far ahead into the future,
Uh-huh.
what kind of signal or trend does this say to how people think about owning their own cars at all in the future?
Well, it sets a trend. Someone will ask themselves the average price of a vehicle now, we're talking $50,000 plus. It's just like if you live in New York or any other big city, they have the MTA or they have subways. Now they have autonomous cars. If you can save money by not paying auto insurance, worrying about somebody hitting your vehicle, worrying about paying parking fees, it's better to invest into an autonomous vehicle. When I say the autonomous vehicle, I mean the Waymo. And what eventually Waymo and Uber, these other companies are going to do that offer this autonomous technology, they're going to offer you a package to say, do you want to pay $500 a year and you get so many rides a month? That way it encourages people as a price bargaining and price margin to say, I could either pay a car payment or I can get an autonomous package every month. And most people are going to say, I'm too tired to drive. I don't want to find some place to park this car. Let me just do the package every month and let Waymo take me every way that I need to go.
My goodness, that's a great point because in Southern California with parking,
hmm
it is atrocious and people will avoid going out sometimes on the
hmm
weekend just because there's no place to park. So that's an excellent point, Patrick. Thank you.
Very interesting insight there. What do you think about that autonomous package rather than paying for a new car and also for insurance? We'll see if that actually happens. I found that very insightful.